It was meant to be a fairy tale, and that's when Mbappe becomes a free agent and Real Madrid decides to snatch him up. One of the best free agent signings that we've ever seen in football, especially modern football. Real Madrid fans thought it was the moon from here. We're going straight to the moon. We're gonna win it all. But that's when they ran into Lamine Yamal and Barcelona. And the season that was meant to be a fairy tale story was a disaster, at least for Real Madrid. But for Mbappe, a golden boot in the bag proved to people he could play in La Liga, and he got it done individually. But as a team, they were behind, and it saw Ancelotti lose his job. And that's when Xabi Alonso stepped in. Before we get to the fun part, I had to simulate the last game as I picked up the live here on FC 25. Barcelona wins the league on 85 points. Real Madrid wins it, finished the season on 81. A little bit different in real life as we know it, but that's how the season ended. So as we go ahead and enter the next season, that's when Xabi Alonso will officially take over. Important things to remember as we go into season 1 of Xabi Alonso and season 2 of Mbappe. Trent is already on his way to Real Madrid before the transfer window even opens. So Trent leaving Liverpool, who just had a fantastic season, leaving the team that raised him to move over to the superstar team of Real Madrid. Will this be a massive signing or another Real Madrid Mbappe type deal? As I stated, here comes Trent. I tried to make Xabi Alonso in the game. I don't think I did a really good job, but at least he has a tan little coat on that looks pretty nice. But my boy Trent is officially a part of Real Madrid. And there's also another face that's already a part of Real Madrid. We have to make that signing because it's a done deal already. The young Spanish center back has actually moved to Real Madrid already in real life. It's a done deal. Now, I got to make it happen in FC 25 so I can make this as realistic as possible. As you can see, Real Madrid do have some pretty damn good money, so that's going to help me a lot. I'm going to offer 50 million. I don't know what they paid in real life. I think it was around 40-something million. Maybe I could be wrong. I'm going to offer 55. I'm going to offer 55 and give them a sell-on clause of like 25 because we know Real Madrid don't sell players like that, so it ain't a big deal. They want Camavinga and 55 million. I mean, that's just something I can't do. I cannot give you Camavinga, so what I'm going to do is come back to you and offer 62 million. All right, 62 million. Let's get the deal done, bro. Let's do this. Wait, what? 62.5? Okay, dude. Why, did you just want the last word or something, bro? You're at 500,000. You're with Real Madrid. That's not hurting our pocket at all, bro. Come on, man. GG, no re. Okay, we got the young Spanish man done. It's official. And again, it's official in real life already. I got to make this work in real life, by the way. I mean, in the game right now. But this is already official, bro. This is a done deal in real life. So we're just putting the cherry on top on the game, and then we can really get into the juicy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the rumors and stuff like that, like the real juicy stuff. By the way, Real Madrid is linked to the entire world this season. I don't know if you guys have seen, but I've seen everybody and they mama on their way to Real Madrid. Barca fans are probably shaking in their boots, but based on how many players are being linked to Real Madrid, but then they remember they have Lamine Yamal, so they don't really care. Because I wouldn't really care if I had Lamine Yamal neither. Anyways, we got the deal done, ladies and gentlemen. The young Spanish kid is officially a part of Real Madrid, who already have a trillion center backs. Okay, not a trillion, but a lot of center backs. But now the young kid, the young beast, the young machine is on his way to Real Madrid to try to stir up this back line. Because let's be honest, Real Madrid's biggest problem with their team was defensively. Defensively, they were in shambles, but not no more. They got themselves a beast of a center back. Hopefully this helps. So now as we look at the team, we must think Xabi Alonso. Now what we know from Xabi Alonso's time at Bayer Leverkusen is he likes to have 3 center backs. Does that mean he's gonna run 3 center backs here at Real Madrid? It does not mean that. Now, for the sake of this video, I wanted to run a 3-back. The problem is for me to run a 3-back, it doesn't really work because I'm pretty sure they're not gonna let Trent play the right mid position, and whatever left back we bring in, they're not gonna let them play the left mid position. It's just the way EA Sports kind of move, right? Because when you're in the 3-back, it's not considered a left back or a wing back or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So most likely for me to set this video up properly, we would have to be something in a 5-back, but I want you guys to envision this as a very aggressive 3-back, all right? I want you to envision it that way. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because it just makes sense. Now, I would say that it's gonna be a 3-back, aka a 5-back, with a very aggressive back line. We know Xabi Alonso likes to press a lot, so the back line is gonna be extremely aggressive. They're gonna be very, very high up the field, just like Barcelona sits in real life right now. And the way I would see it is your right wing back or your right back is going to be more of an attacking wing back, okay? Same on this side as well. It's gonna be very, very aggressive, as you guys can see. 3 center backs, 2 midfielders, and a striker with a winger on each side. This is how I see Real Madrid setting up. And to be honest, I would more see it kind of be with two box-to-boxes. They say that Valverde likes playing playmaker more. I would imagine it's going to be two box-to-boxes. But I see this team really lining up in something like this. So I would imagine the team would look something like this to kick off the season. But we're not done. They're obviously linked heavily to a left back, which we're going to bring in right now. But they're going to want a left back that is very, very, very good going forward. The first name that would come to your mind because of Xabi Alonso would be Alex Grimaldo, who is one of the best going forward left backs in all of football. But I'm sure that price tag that Bayer Leverkusen wants is going to be a lot. So I'm not sure if that deal is going to happen. But then they're linked to the man that's at Benfica, who was once upon a time part of Real Madrid, left to Manchester United. Manchester United didn't really play him, so then he moved to Benfica, where he's starting to make a name for himself. The young Spanish man that goes by the name of Carreras. As a Benfica fan who watched every game this season of Benfica, including preseason, any game I was there, I was front seat on my couch watching this thing. Carreras is amazing going forward, an absolute amazing stud going forward. Defensively, that's where it's a little bit shaky. He does get burned a lot. If you're a very quick player, he's gonna kind of cook you. If you watch the Champions League, he defended very well against Lamine Yamal. I believe he only gave 1 goal in about 3 or 4 games that we played Barcelona this season. I think it was 3. So he is a great player going forward, a very good player with the ball in his feet, but defensively can lack. This is who they're linked to. I would imagine this is who they're gonna get. Am I happy as a Benfica fan? I wouldn't say I'm like super happy. I would like to see Carreras stay, but also I know that he lacks a little bit on defense, so if he leaves, I'm not gonna feel too bad about it. So based off what the game is saying, Carreras is valued about 40 million. In real life, there's a buyback clause for Manchester United to get him back at 18 million. I don't believe Manchester United is really gonna get involved in it, so I think the price tag is gonna be somewhere around 50 million in real life. Being a Benfica fan and knowing how Benfica kind of works, I would imagine that they're only gonna let him go for his release clause. I might have overpaid here, but I offered 55 because I felt that that's what's going to get the deal done very quickly. Again, extremely heavily linked with Real Madrid. And we also know that Xabi Alonso in his press conference today also said that he would like to have another midfielder. That brings up a lot of questions. So Carreras is an 81 overall, which means he actually could start if we sell Mendy. And what I went ahead and did was I put Mendy up on the transfer list, but I'm not actually seeing Mendy here. And now he's gone. So I don't know if the team just sold him because I put him up for sale or if his contract expired. Either way, he's no longer here, which is good for us because that means my boy Carreras is actually going to start because he's a higher overall than Fran Garcia, unless the game messes with us. Now, Xabi Alonso asks for another midfielder. That's confusing to me. Because if he's asking for another midfielder, even if we took Carreras and Trent out to the wings and you put this into a 3-5-2 formation, you still aren't getting another midfielder unless you drop someone like Rodrigo. So that's interesting. Based off what he's saying, do we think that he's going to go with 3 midfielders and kind of do a diamond in the middle? Because if that's the case, we have to be very smart about who we sign here. So here are the 2 names I've been seeing the most. I believe his name is said Stiller. I hope I said that right. Young German player, 24 years young, plays in the Bundesliga. Absolute stud, and I've heard a lot of people and a lot of rumors saying that he is linked to Real Madrid, okay? I've also seen Enzo Fernandez. Now, I've seen a lot of Real Madrid fans say they don't want Enzo Fernandez. They ain't really feeling him with everything that went on in his past. They don't want him at the club. So that's an interesting one as well. Now, personally, based off what I know and what I think and what I see, Real Madrid usually makes big splashes in the summer. Enzo Fernandez is more of a splash move, and Enzo Fernandez allows them to play a very aggressive midfield. So I'm leaning towards, okay, Enzo Fernandez would be like the real fun one. Stiller feels like the more realistic one, being Xabi Alonso came from the Bundesliga and he's seen him in action. I'm gonna go at Enzo, okay? I think Stiller is what's probably gonna happen in real life. Done. Enzo's gonna be the one that steps in, lads, for Real Madrid. Now, it's time for us to put our Xabi Alonso brains together. How do we think this is gonna work? How do we think he's gonna play this? How do we think he's gonna get this done? Because now he has Valverde, Jude Bellingham, and Enzo Fernandez or Stiller, but we're going with Enzo Fernandez. How the heck do we think he's gonna make this midfield work? It's very hard because we know he's gonna most likely play Trent. We know he wants a left back from what everyone is saying. They wanna bring in a left back. So how the heck is he gonna make this team work? I have an idea. My idea in my head is this, a 5-3-2. But again, if I go into 3-5-2 in the video game, lads, I want you guys to remember, and I'll show you really quickly. If I go into a 3-5-2, it's not gonna work correctly because Carreras cannot play left left mid and Trent cannot play left mid. So the best way for us to be able to explain it in a video in FIFA terms, right? Because FIFA makes everything so difficult, is to go into a 5-2-1-2. Now, when we go into this, we probably should lower the line a little bit. It doesn't have to be that aggressive. Probably 75, because they are going to be very aggressive. And then it would be, Carreras would be attacking a wing back, as we talked about already. So Trent will be as well, just like that. We'll then have 2 box-to-boxes and 2 inside forwards. The way I think the team will light up is Rodrigo will come off the bench, is what I believe, what I think. I don't know if this is what's going to happen, but I would imagine Rodrigo's going to come off the bench to help Real Madrid. I don't know, I'm guessing this, okay? Because he wants another midfielder, and I just don't see a world where he benches freaking Valverde, right? So now you got Enzo, Valverde, Jude Bellingham at the cam, Vinicius Jr., and my man Mbappe. Now it's saying to me at the moment that Vinicius Jr. can't play, which is so weird because Vinicius Jr. played striker. It literally says left winger striker, so I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna have to adjust him to a striker. This is how I see Real Madrid potentially lining up to start off the new season. And if it's not Enzo Fernandez, then I think it'll be Stiller that is in that midfield position. But I think he could have some type of a diamond like this going on in the midfield with Valverde, Stiller or Enzo, and Jude Bellingham, if it happens. For me to actually change Vinicius Jr. into a striker in this game is gonna take weeks. 75 weeks, 45 weeks. Like, it's a lot, lads. It is a lot. It is a lot of weeks for us to be able to actually get him to be where he needs to be. I'm gonna put the one that's the quickest, which is a false 9, and just try to get him developed there as quickly as possible, so that way the team is actually in full shape, if that makes sense. With that being said, the first season for Xabi Alonso and the next season for Mbappe is about to kick off. And it's about to get underway with their first game and them being, I believe this is a home game. Yeah, a home game for them. Then they're away, home, and away again. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and simulate the first month of August to see how this team performs under their brand new manager, Xabi Alonso, and their new signings. So August ends like this: 3 wins and a tie. In one of those games, Enzo Fernandez got player of the match. In another game, the 5-1 victory, Mbappe got man of the match. And out of nowhere, in the 3-0 victory, Carreras got man of the match. So the signing, the left back or the left wing back that they signed from Benfica already got a man of the match. That is pretty awesome. And the way the season is so far after the first month, Real Madrid has 10 points, and they are cruising with 3 wins and 1 tie. Barcelona, on the other hand, has lost 2 games and won 2 games, so maybe they're still a little high from their amazing season last year, but I would imagine that they're going to rebound very quickly and get it together. Huge start for Real Madrid. We must check how many goals Mbappe has, and also Vinicius Jr. Appearances, Carreras has played all 4, so has Enzo. Mbappe's played all 4, but guess what? Vinicius Jr. has only played 2. We're having that issue again, guys, where FC picks what they want, does what they want, you know what I mean? Play him striker, please. We got 45 weeks before. Hopefully they start playing him. Also, Trent is getting dropped. Don't ask me why, but Carvajal, that's why. Carvajal getting playing time over Trent. It's what the game says, what Xabi Alonso's doing. Our center backs have been playing. Valverde's been playing. Top goal scorers, let's check it out really quick. Enzo Fernandez bags 4 goals for Real Madrid. Mbappe has bagged 3. What am I seeing? What? 2 goals, 2 games, playing over Vinicius Jr. It is what it is. I ain't gonna say nothing, bro. They have 10 points. I gotta keep it real with y'all. When you have a month with AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, all in the same month, that could be a disaster of a month. But Real Madrid plays through it perfectly. They beat Real Betis 2-1. They then tied 2-2 to AC Milan. They tied 2-2 to Barcelona, but that's okay because they were already ahead of Barcelona. Then they win 6-1 on a man of the match performance by Mbappe, by the way, in that one. And then they drop a 3-0 win against Atletico Madrid, and their next game coming up is against Man City, which is more of a favorable month for them because that last month was pretty tough. But even with that tough month they just went through, when it comes to La Liga, they are cooking. They're 20 points right now in 6 games, 2 draws, 6 wins, 2 draws, 8 games altogether, no losses. Atletico Madrid is trailing, but Barcelona is cooking. They're right back in the action, and Real Madrid really, really needs to keep their foot on the gas because when this Barcelona team gets going and Lamine Yamal gets going, we know 100% what happens next. We are going to get this man back on a new contract because he deserves it, 100%. Let's do that now. And then we're going to check the stats to see what's going on around town. Eder Militao has the most games, so does Carreras. Well done to him, 1 assist for him. Big Enzo doing his thing, Mbappe doing his thing, but once again, Vinicius Jr. not getting the playing time he deserves, which is absolutely wild to me. Either way, 8 goals for Mbappe, 7 for Enzo. Enzo becoming a man to really be reckoned with in this team. All right, he is really doing his thing. 8 contributions in 9. Vinicius Jr. with 5. Jude Bellingham with 7 contributions. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8 contributions in 8 games. That's amazing. And Camavinga getting some playing time as well. Them boys are cooking here at Real Madrid. No need to go look at stats, but I do want to let you know that Real Madrid has only picked up 1 win in the Champions League. They tied to to AC Milan, and they also tied to Man City 1-1. In that game, though, Mbappe somehow picked up man of the match in that one, which is pretty crazy. Then they had a 3-3 tie right there. Then they bounced back with a 2-1 victory. They beat Fenerbahce from Turkey in the Champions League 1-0, where Courtois got man of the match. And then Vinicius Jr. dropped the man of the match performance against Sevilla, winning 3-1. And instead of going to check out stats right now, why don't we go a little further? They're about to play my Benfica. We're about to go a little bit further into November now to see how they do here, and then we'll check out stats. As we close out the month of November, Benfica remains to be the biggest team in the world as they tie Real Madrid ties against Benfica. But I want to go over a list with you really quickly. I wrote it down. The first game's a 2-1 victory. Pick up man of the match, Jude Bellingham. Against Benfica, Mbappe wins man of the match against the first game. Jude Bellingham picks up man of the match against Benfica. Then they win 2-0 where Valverde picks up a man of the match. They beat Villarreal where Jude Bellingham picks up a man of the match. Inter Milan, they beat them as well. Jude Bellingham picks up man of the match. And then they win another game against Espanyol right there where Courtois wins man of the match. So in 5 games in November, Jude Bellingham picked up 3 man of the matches. Jude Bellingham is having a very amazing season, picking up man of the match after man of the match after man of the match after man of the match. The problem is Real Madrid has slipped up just a little bit in the league, and Atletico Madrid has now taken first place as they have 3 ties. No losses yet, by the way. We're in November. Real Madrid has not lost in any competition, but they have tied 3 times, and they tied 3 times in the Champions League as well. That's something to really remember. They are dropping a lot of points when it comes to tying, but they're right outside of the going through directly in the league table in the Champions League. A lot of games still to play. Hopefully they can pick up points and go in directly because as we know under Ancelotti, they had to go to the playoffs. But for stat-wise goals, Mbappe now has 16 in 20. Enzo has 9. Jude Bellingham has 7 plus 8 assists. Jude Bellingham's going crazy. Vinny has 7, and Valverde has 2. So very, very nice, man. The team's coming together nicely, but they got to stop tying games. So this is pretty interesting. We get into the month of December, and Real Madrid is still undefeated when they play against Espanyol. And in that game, wait. Real Sociedad, excuse me. Vinicius Jr. is going to become man of the match. Then they're going to go ahead and play against Spurs, where a Spurs player wins man of the match because it didn't pop up, but Real Madrid wins. The next game, Real Madrid wins 2-1, and Endrick drops a man of the match performance. The next game, Real Madrid ties, okay, and Enzo drops the man of the match performance. Into January we go. This is when the Super Cup happens. A big win against Espanyol in the Cup. Endrick drops the man of the match performance. We head into the Atletico Madrid game. Enzo drops the man of the match. Then they face Barcelona in the final of the Super Cup. Pedri gets man of the match, and Real Madrid loses their first game of the season. Unbelievable. Super Cup final, Barcelona takes it. Then they go against Valencia, go ahead and win that one 3-2 where Mbappe drops the man of the match. They beat Barcelona 2-1 in the league, giving Mbappe another man of the match. They go win a Champions League game, giving Carreras a man of the match. Then they play Real Betis, where it doesn't show me who man of the match was, so I couldn't tell you. And the Champions League game where they win 2-1, Vinicius Jr. becomes man of the match in that one. So now we are going into the month of February, where they've already faced Barcelona 3 times this season, tying once, losing once, and winning once. They have another one coming up in an away game in Copa de España. Huge one. When it goes to the league, though, they are 1 point behind Atletico Madrid still. Barcelona really trailing now. But Atletico Madrid is not dropping points. 2 losses, 2 ties. but Madrid has those 4 draws that are really holding them back. When it comes to stats, though, based off what I just saw there, I would imagine Vinicius Jr. is going absolutely crazy here, lads, because he keeps getting man of the matches. And also Jude as well. I mean, Mbappe as well. Mbappe now has 25 goals and 7 assists. Vinicius Jr. has 12 and 9. Jude Bellingham, 11 and 12. Enzo fell off a little bit with 10 goals and 5 assists. Valverde, 4 and 3. Carreras with 2 and 2. And Trent with 2 and 1. So Carreras outperforming Trent, although Trent is sharing a little bit of time with the one and only big boy Carvajal, which makes sense. It's freaking Carvajal. We go into the month of February. Real Madrid starts off with a big win, a massive win against Real Sociedad, and then they beat Barcelona 2-0 in a cup and eliminate them from the Copa de España. So yes, they lost the Super Cup, but Barcelona is in a place right now where they got to win the Champions League because the league is not looking good for them. They then tie to Espanyol, and I got to be honest with you, I didn't keep track completely of the man of the matches, but Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe, I know Vinny got 1. Mbappe and Enzo went absolutely crazy. Anyways, they win 3-1, they win 3-0. Then they win the cup again 3-0. Then they beat Atletico Madrid 2-0. They went crazy right here. Eder Militao got man of the match for that one. I remember. Eder Militao wins man of the match on that game. They head into March where they get their lineup, their next opponent for the Champions League, the knockout stage at this point. They get Marseille and they win 3-2 away. But that's not a great result for Real Madrid. Let's keep it real. And then they win 3-0 in the league, getting them a really good chance of being in first place now in the league. Let's check it out. They are in first place now, kind of cruising in the Champions League. Still no loss. So Xabi Alonso, remember what he did with Bayer Leverkusen? He went undefeated that first season. He's doing the same thing at Real Madrid. It's absolutely insane. 21 games, 20 wins in 26 games, 5 draws, no losses. They are cruising Barcelona very far behind. We didn't really look at the Champions League correctly, so let's go ahead and take care of that right now. We're going to first go to the league table and see that Real Madrid came in 3rd place. Juve came in 1st, AC Milan came in 2nd, Barcelona came in 5th place. Very good for them. The playoffs, how is Manchester United in here? I don't know why Manchester United's in. Very confusing. Anyways, Manchester United was in the round of the playoffs. They got eliminated to Marseille, who we're playing now. Round of 16, as you guys can see, Barcelona's playing against Inter Milan. It's 1-1. Very hard game for Barcelona. Real Madrid got Marseille, Celtic got Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid got Dortmund, and then I always go over like that, and it makes me so mad. Anyways, Liverpool got Sporting tied 3-3. AC Milan got PSG. Man City got Napoli. They're down 2-1, and Juve got Spurs, and Spurs are up 2-1. What? The month of March, crazy one. Mbappe takes man of the match in the league game 3-0. Then Jude Bellingham takes man of the match of the win over Marseille 1-0 to advance in the Champions League. Then Mbappe goes, hey, Jude, I got you. 4-0, Mbappe gets man of the match. And then Jude goes, hey, yo, wait, oh, yo, hold on, bro, hold my drink. 2-1, Jude Bellingham gets man of the match. And we head into April, clutch time, they're facing PSG, the team that's actually in the final of the Champions League right now. Huge month right here. PSG is going to be a crazy one. The month of April, if I'm being honest with y'all, bro, kind of disastrous. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. They win the cup game 3-1, right? They tied Valencia. They beat PSG 2-0. Very nice. They beat Osasuna 2-1. They then lose to PSG 2-1, but they did enough in the first leg to see off PSG. So Mbappe gets revenge on his old team and eliminates them. They then go into another La Liga game and they tie. They go into another La Liga game and they tie. They go into the cup final. Copa del Rey final, bro. They tie, lads. But they win on penalties to raise the silverware, okay? By the way, that PSG game, that's their first loss of the season. Doesn't count because they didn't actually lose, but it counts. They then get Juve, and they beat Juve 2-1. So they kind of bounced back, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost first place. They're 3 points ahead of Atletico Madrid, and what's going in their favor at the moment is that they're a game behind Atletico Madrid. The problem is, if they lose this next game coming up, and Barcelona win their game that they're behind, Barcelona would then be 2 points behind Real Madrid in April. Barcelona is back in this thing just like that. And Real Madrid hasn't even dropped a game. They haven't lost, but they have 8 ties. That's a lot. 8 ties, 24 wins. Sounds like a Xabi Alonso team, to be honest. Xabi Alonso tied a lot for Bayer Leverkusen. As we head over for real quick to check out the stats, we haven't done it in a while. What's going on? Courtois injured. Big Courtois out. That's a big problem, lads. 35 goals for Mbappito and 14 assists. Mental season. Jude Bellingham, 21 goals, 17 assists. Vinicius Jr., 19 goals, 9 assists. Enzo, 12 goals, 9 assists. Valverde, 7 goals, 3 assists. Carrera, 6 goals, 2 assists. Trent, 3 goals, 3 assists. David Alaba, 3 goals, 2 assists. Where's that young kid? He's played 36 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. Not bad. Rodrigo, only 3 games. Por favor, dude. Por favor, Xavi. Put Rodrigo un poquito away. You guys remember how I said Xabi Alonso played Rodrigo more often? Remember that? Well, that game that had passed when I said that, Rodrigo got man of the match against Juve right there, which is pretty interesting, bro. Pretty interesting that he had just got that right when I said it. Anyways, they go into the league, right? They go into the league, and Jude Bellingham drops the man of the match performance. Not bad, bro. Not bad, not bad. They then tie to Juve, which is enough to see them break through into the final of the Champions League again, and they're going up against Liverpool, a crazy good team. Then they go to Sevilla. Man of the match goes to Valverde. They then get their next game and they win that one 2-1. That one goes to Vinicius Jr. They win 4-1. That one goes to Valverde. They tie the game against Celta Vigo, and the last game of the season, well, we're going to simulate it and we are going to see what happens here, and hopefully Real Madrid wins the league. Because if not, then it's bad news. But it is a big win for them. Courtois is back. Does that mean they won the league? It's time to find out. Why are they mad at Xabi Alonso? That's weird. Did they win the league? The answer is yes. They win the league on 96 points without a loss. Crazy. That's got to be some type of history going on there. 29 wins, 9 draws, 0 losses, 94 goals for, 35 goals against. Barcelona scored more goals than Real Madrid. They just suffered way too much. Unbelievable. Super Cup went to Barcelona. It's not a trophyless season for them. Copa de España, Real Madrid. They got 2 trophies already. Well done. Super Cup went to Spurs. All right, congrats to Spurs. Champions League final, as you guys know, Liverpool. Liverpool knocked out Inter Milan. Real Madrid knocked out Juve. That's how the final has been set, lads. Win or lose, great first season for Xabi Alonso. Makes the Champions League final, wins the league without losing a game, wins the Copa de España, loses the Super Cup. I don't think that's too big of a deal. It was Barcelona, but now they have an opportunity. Can they win the Champions League against Liverpool? Can Trent beat his old team? The answer is yes. 3-2. They win it with a Valverde man of the match, and Real Madrid under Xabi Alonso win the Champions League once again. But we must look at the stats, bro. How do the stats go down? We have to know. We must see, how did this team play? How do they perform? Who did what? Who did what? Who did win? The most played player on the team was Eder Militao. He stayed healthy. Congratulations to him. Carreras played 61 games. The Benfica man. Wow. Dropping 7 goals. Wow. Jude Bellingham, 61. Mbappe, 61. Enzo, 60. Valverde, 74. Vinicius Jr., 57. Sorry. Valverde, 54. Trent, 53. Courtois, 52. Rudiger, 48. Carvajal, 46. A lot of games for him. David Alaba, 42. My youngster right there, 41. Wow. Chouamane and Camavinga saw no PT, 14 and 13. Wow. Endrick saw no PT. Brother, Fran Garcia didn't see the field. Carreras must have been insane for them. Wow, Carreras went off, man. Goals, 41 goals, 15 assists, Mbappe. That's crazy, and 2 assists. Mbappe, 7 in the Champions League, 15 in the league. Well done. Vinicius Jr., 3 in the Champions League, 16 in the league. Enzo, 1 in the Champions League, 10 in the league. Valverde, 0 in the Champions League, 8 in the league. Carreras, 3 in the Champions League and 3 in the league. Well done. Trent with 1. Mbappe carried Real Madrid in the Champions League. 10 goals, bro. 10 goals in the Champions League. And Jude Bellingham with 7. Ladies and gentlemen, Xabi Alonso did his thing in season 1. He ran a 5-back system, more like a 3-back system, right? Because the left back and the right back are very high forward, so it's like a 3-back system. Vinicius Jr. was obviously out of position. That's the game doing that, because we know he's played striker for Real Madrid. I mean, the team got the job done, lads. Unbelievable first season for Xabi Alonso. Let me know if you think this can actually happen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm your boy, A9 Skills. If you enjoyed the content, a big thumbs up will be appreciated. Subscribe, and the comments down below. Let me know what team you want me to do next. Who do you want me to get involved with? Because I want to do some rebuilds while I do my touch. This was pretty much Xabi Alonso's plans. All I did was bring in Enzo, who is rumored, him or Stiller. I brought in Enzo just because of his link, Benfica, him, you know what I mean? So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. Let me know who's next, and I will catch you in the next one. Big thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Peace.